Question of the day. I tell people when they contact me after purchasing a newer vehicle that newer vehicles are more expensive to maintain. I recently had a lady ask me, why do I say that? I say that because they are. When you have an older vehicle like I have, 95, 96, 97, 98, vehicles built prior to the big computer launch, those cars are simply easier to fix and maintain yourself, and they're just cheaper. They cost less money. Usually, I got a video series called That $500 Volvo. Parts are not as heavy duty and difficult to remove and replace. You don't need as much computer equipment to troubleshoot them and test. They're just cheaper. For example, these P80 Volvo 850, they have the old spark plug system. They got the wire, the cap, the rotor. You can do a tune-up for under $200. That includes all the parts. You could do it yourself, probably an hour or less. Very simple vehicle to work on. However, if you have a newer vehicle built after 98, those cars have computer systems integrated in them, which makes them perform better. However, they're more complicated to work on. You normally need special computers to gain access to the error codes. The error codes are more specific to letting you know what the problem is. However, you have more electronics in them. Unfortunately, electronic computer stuff, they do fail. You have to figure out which component failed. Then you have to get that component, which is a more expensive component because it's a computerized component. Then you have to get that component programmed. A simple key. I can get a key for my car for under $20. The keys on these 99 and newer vehicles have a computer chip in them, more security. You have to get those keys programmed to the computer system of the car. Computer keys normally cost in excess of $300. That's just an example. The control arms on my car, I have 3 bolts. The bolts are not that big. The control arms are not that big. The control arms in the newer P2 vehicles, 2001 and newer, those things are heavy duty. Sure, they may last a little longer on rough roads. However, some of them need an air hammer to install. I know mechanics that can't get those installed properly. I'm not a big guy. Wrenching on bigger things takes a lot more effort, takes a lot more time. And I've had situations where I actually got stuck trying to replace a control arm or a suspension component on a newer vehicle. Couldn't get it in or out. I needed to get the car on a lift, needed more powerful tools. It's just not an easy thing to do. So when you find yourself in a situation where you have to use a mechanic to complete simple tasks like replacing brake pads, that thing's more complicated, more expensive. So I tell you again and again, a older vehicle is cheaper to maintain. Any vehicle over 10 years old, something could break every day. So it's not the fact that you have a 22-year-old vehicle has less worn parts than a 12-year-old vehicle. 12-year-old vehicles have a lot of worn parts. Normally, a 20-year-old vehicle has had most of those parts already replaced. So, I said it before, I'll say it again. I believe that older vehicles prior to on these Volvos 99 are cheaper to purchase, easier to maintain, thus being less expensive vehicles. They ride great. They're comfortable cars. Heck, I've seen seats in a 2005 in worse shape than mine with 400,000 miles. So it's not that there's less wear and tear on a 12-year-old car. It's that it's all about it being maintained and serviced. So that's my take on it. Hope that helps and explains myself. If you have agreement or a disagreement or just your experience with owning older cars versus newer cars and your experience with maintaining them, leave a comment below. Let me know if you agree or disagree. You can simply use the thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. I don't mind on this video. I appreciate you watching.